Hello? Yes, this is Salvador Dali, the one and only. John, lovely to speak to you, yes. What can I do for you? You're a curator of the museum, this is very good. Yes, painting persistence of memory has lots of melting clocks, it's about time. Yes, you want me to set a price, very wise. How much is the reward? No cash. I'm sorry, John, but we won't be able to attend.
No cash? Tell him we are leaving.
Sorry, John, but my wife has reminded me that we are boarding a plane very soon. We love New York, but we must return to promote surrealism. Thank you for your generosity, and please send my award to Spain. Thank you. Dali hates awards.
Darling, are you finished packing?
No.
Come in here.
No, Dali is not this.
So what? It's been a while since I've seen you undressed.
Hello, Chief. Yes. Yes, I remember. That's right. You got an inquiry from a Guardia Civil about my record. Did you tell them that I broke the Fifth Avenue department store window? Of course not. I was dishonored. With all due respect to your resources, Chief, there's merely the prompts of a few malcontents.
Hurry up, sweetie. We'll miss the plane.
Look, Chief, I've got to go. Thank you so much for your call and adios. Ciao.
Honey, what happened?
The Chief of New York Police get a call from La Guardia Civil about my criminal record. He thinks that I'm coming home to assassinate a Generalissimo.
Darling, I cannot hear you.
The Chief of New York Police is certain that Spain will be starring at the return of the native son, Salvador Dali, and his lovely wife, Joanna.
Yeah, right. Spanish people are really fantastic. And a strange dictator. But please, come here, even if you are totally naked.
Okay, darling. I'm coming. You close your eyes.
Long pants and nothing else?
Yes.
Hopefully our friends stop visiting us and they won't have to see you undressed.
They are coming to wish us a happy trip home. This is our last little bit of time in New York.
This has been our loveness for many years.
Don't worry, my hometown of Figueres will welcome our arrival.
After living in London, Rome, Hollywood, Paris, New York, now Figueres. The greatest village in Spain nobody has even heard of or been to.
Good morning. Fresh coffee for you. Mr. Dali, may I say thank you for being outstanding guest of our St. Regis Hotel. Have a splendid trip. You'll be missed by all.
You gave him $100 tip for 2 small cups of coffee?
200.
Are we so broke again that we have to impress people? I have never seen this waiter before.
Stop quarreling until we get onto the plane. You know that you are always right, my model, my muse, my pseudo-goddess.
Goddess?
Yes.
What happened to Goddess?
Yes, you are right. You know, Gala, that I love you so much that I would even die for you.
Really?
Yes.
How soon?
Yes, this is Salvador Dali. A one. Look, it would be great if we could get no more calls. I'm trying to put Marilyn. That Marilyn. Send her up immediately. Dali. Marilyn's home.
You are crazy about this blonde starlet. Should I go blonde as well?
I don't think it is. Come in, please.
I hope I'm not interrupting you, Salvador.
Not at all, please come in. Attention, attention. The great American sex symbol, Marilyn Monroe.
Sex symbol?
Yes.
I thought I was known for my acting.
Sure, whatever makes you happy. Come in.
How are you, Salvador?
Very good. It's very good to see you.
I came here to say goodbye to you,
Mm.
and it looks like I was just in time.
Just in time.
I brought you a present. The Camellia japonica flower.
Yes.
It brings people a good luck.
Thank you, dear. You are spoiling me. Very nice.
Hi, Marilyn. Nice to see you.
Everyone is talking about you leaving town. Where will you go?
First, we are going to go to my hometown of Figueres, then to Madrid, then to Barcelona. We are going to conquer the entire country of Spain, all without a single gunshot being fired.
Yes, fantastic, but for now, Marilyn, can you help me to pack Salvador's art supplies?
Of course. When did you decide to paint?
When he was a little boy in Spain, during one of his family trips to the shore, he painted a seascape, German painter, vacation here, looked at his painting and said to his father, "Your son is an exceptionally talented child."
Wrong! He said your son is a young genius. Then he gave me my first oil paints, my first canvases, and he told me to stop using crayons.
Then his father took him to Madrid and enrolled him at the Royal Academy of Fine Arts.
This professor did not even appreciate my genius yet. I already knew more about art at 16 than I ever would in a lifetime.
But this is not why they kicked you out of the academy, right?
Getting kicked out of the academy was the best thing that could have happened. If I had graduated the academy, I would have ended up a mediocre painter with a diploma.
Instead, Salvador was a young, talented artist without any future.
Until he met you.
It's true. I remember in 1929, Costa Brava, she came with her first husband, Paul Eluard. They have a very different from American marriages. You call it ménage à trois. It's very modern, very sexy, very open. She was looking for a more good-looking, talented, younger husband. I was looking for anybody to marry, so we clicked.
What happened next?
Then I took him to Paris and introduced him to the art elite, surrealists. They loved Salvador. Later they claimed that he was too flamboyant, too controversial.
And what's wrong with that? The media loves it.
With my help, Salvador became the most well-known surrealist artist in Paris
And then he conquered all of you.
and America.
Yes, the only unconquered market for Dali will be the cosmos. Joe, this is Salvador Dali, the one and only. Yes, I like him. You can send him up. Gala, Andy is going to come.
Oh no, Andy's here.
Yes.
I think he's been following me.
What?
Seems to happen every time I'm in New York. I better go.
No, Mary. Andy, listen.
I don't care. He makes portraits of famous women, but never of me.
Andy Warhol is an incredible disciplined artist, incredible photographer, filmmaker, painter, and he swims in a very high New York art circles. I will reprimand him for his disgrace. Fix yourself. Oh, come in. Welcome, sir.
Earth with the king of surreal.
You stand before his majesty, come in.
Yes, hi, Andy. You can help us carry everything to the taxi we all need.
I stopped by to wish you a happy return home. My exhibition in New York City is opening tonight, so I will be brief. This is a present for you, Salvador. It's a cane that was owned by Charlie Chaplin. I know you are collecting rare canes.
This is tremendous. This is Miss Marilyn Monroe.
Hello, Miss Mary. The media is talking about your return to Spain, but the reason for your departure wasn't explained.
That is because the reason is obvious. I returned to Spain to increase my wealth, to give it all to Gala.
Gala approves.
Viva Spain, viva Catalonia, and viva Gala.
And viva Miss Marilyn.
Andy, I think you should devote some time to taking photographs of our young starlet here. I pray that she will become very famous.
There is no doubt.
Yes.
There is no doubt. Yeah. Pink.
Yes.
I've got already some idea. Your portrait might be the best of all my portraits. Let's work together. I'm sorry, I've got to rush to the opening of my exhibition. It was lovely to meet you.
Bye, Andy.
Tremendous gift, Andy. Please consider coming to visit us in Spain, huh?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I hate flying.
Ten suerte por tu exhibición.
Adios.
Oh, Andy is quite different than I thought.
I don't think this is Charlie Chaplin's cane at all.
Oh yes, it must be. I've never seen more beautiful cane in my life.
I bet you he found a branch on a street on his way here and gave it to you.
Does your wife leave you alone with other women often?
Yes. But not as attractive as you. Please! I shouldn't get too carried away in case I ask you to marry me.
What? I'm a good girl. I'm not interested in love triangles. You and your wife speak different languages. What language do you speak at home and what language do you fight in?
speak in English or French. When we argue, I yell at her in Spanish and she yell at me in Russian, so nobody understands what is going on.
That must be the secret of your marriage survival.
Yes.
Salvador,
Yes, Marlon.
my heart is sinking at the thought of you leaving.
No, no, no. Oh, God. Oh, God. Marlon, if you could just sit normally for a second, I think I'm going to have to take a break. Oh, God. I have lots of things to pack while I'm talking to you. I have to pack clothes, I have to pack underwear, I have to pack.
Well, it's always better you take your clothes with you.
Yes.
You may later discover that someone is selling your underwear at the public auction.
This is a brilliant idea. Okay, for the next film, it is set in a public auction house, and all attendants work to resell the private underwear of Salvador Dali. You could be the lead in this next cinematographic masterpiece.
With all respect to you, Salvador, I wouldn't be good enough for a role of a saleswoman.
Nonsense.
Of your underwear. Besides, Gala has a priority for such a leading role.
That is not enough.
I'm glad my husband hasn't left without me. Some farewell telegrams.
Since you're leaving, this is my last chance to buy some of your latest paintings.
Aye, now this is a splendid idea, really.
This is a problem now. All of Dali's work are sold out.
I can see some of your paintings over here. Dali, you're so talented.
They are not Salvador's canvases. They were painted by the local artist to decorate the walls.
I do have an idea in my head for you, though. For anybody else, it would be a $3,000. But for you, I will make it a $2,999.
The price is right. Can you show it to me?
No, this is still here.
This is an idea of painting. That's very expensive.
That's correct.
I guess in order to buy his idea, you would have to buy it along with his head.
That's good. The idea doesn't need framing.
You still would send an imaginary friend to his head.
Then I'll buy it and pay you an imaginary $3,000.
The price is $2,999. And Dali only accepts real money.
Only.
Then sell it to the Museum of Ideas.
Dali, I forgot to rub any hot meal underneath the mattress. I get a dress in a second I come back.
That's been the greatest sleep ever on this mattress.
If someone were to give me that kind of mattress, I sure would admire you deeply. you.
Yes.
Hey, how do you know?
I saw it on TV.
Yes. You read the telegrams.
Well, happy journey from Walt Disney, from museum in New York City, museum in Paris, museum in San Paulo. Oh, there is one from Spain. Dear Salva, during your trip, please avoid visiting Spain if you want to stay alive. Signed your old pal. What is this? Are we going to your country or some kind of camp? Don't you remember? The dictator's soldiers shot your sister.
Shut!
Go there by yourself.
You don't know who wrote this, why it was sent, for what purpose. This could be a joke, it could be from a friend, it could be a PR stunt, it could be a celebrity stalker most likely, it could be my ex-girlfriend, you have no idea.
What? You never told me about her.
Because
Who was
there is nothing to tell about her. She was a law student, she was very nice, she was very innocent, she was very boring. She wasn't wife material.
Yes.
Well, I think it's time for me to leave.
Oh, you see that?
Don't forget the camellia. Everything you lack.
It was a pleasure to see you, Marilyn.
Thank you for the beautiful flower, Marilyn. It will decorate something, Salvador's studio.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful trip. Both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We forgot to drink the coffee.
Dali, it's most probably definitely of liquor. You do have plenty tickets. Maybe in the luggage.
Yes, I think I saw them somewhere.
And if not,
Then we fly for free. I draw a little mustache for the attendant. I say this is worth a lot, and they give us tickets.
why did I have to marry such a crazy man?
Not another scene. No.
Do you have an appointment with our attorney?
My name is Isabel Cantor. I work for the League of Artistic Decency. I'm here to talk to him about the case.
He is on his way back from the court and should be here shortly. Please, have a seat.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Welcome to Free Legal Counseling. May I help you?
My name is Salvador Dali. I am proud to be back in my hometown of Figueres. I have longed for her Mediterranean breeze on my skin. I have longed to taste her sea urchins. I have a letter regarding a League of Artistic Decency that harass me.
Our attorney is on his way back and he'll be here shortly.
When?
Wait. I know you.
Yes.
You are rich and famous and just returned from America.
Yes,
How was your arrival, sir?
it was incredible. First of all, we tried to keep it a secret, but as soon as we got there, the war had gotten up, right? So we arrive in the airport, and there are paparazzi, there are reporters and television people and all these people, and they are screaming, "Long live Dali! Long live Dali!" And Gala. But then they ask us for an interview, and we keep it a secret. We say no to everyone.
Who is Gala?
My lovely wife, of course.
Oh. Don't worry, sir. I assure you we provide the best help we can for the disadvantaged.
Excuse me? Disadvantage. I, Salvador Dali, the greatest surrealist painter in the history of man, have not come to your legal counseling to seek your help, but rather to tell your attorney hello.
Well, that's very nice of you, sir.
I'm a very nice person.
You are the first client of ours to book an appointment just to tell us hello.
I'm a pioneer.
Flattered. Of course, rich and famous don't need any help.
Riches and fame always coming up and down. I was rich, poor, but a one night in a Las Vegas casino can make it all go away.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Must be terrible to lose millions
Yes.
in one night.
Oh.
Is it all gone?
Of course not. Okay, I level with you. It's not my fault we lose the money. It's my wife. She's terrible with the money. She's supposed to be a business manager. She always is spending it on a jewelry, a hotel room, a foreign trips, a room service, a calls back to Russia. It's all hers. It's her fault. I'm a very responsible. And nobody should know that I am back here, especially not a generalissimo or spies. Can you help me to search your office for spies?
Well, you are the first celebrity, sir, that I've met in my entire life. Would you, like some coffee?
Coffee is a very good idea. Okay, this is how I want it. I want you to make it surreal. 2 flaming spoons of sugar, 1 portion of ants, and I don't want to find any lemon.
I only have average Brazilian, but I'll make it very sweet.
Okay. I guess it's important for Dali to feel average sometimes. Not at all. Thank you, Miss
I am Maya Bolero, but you can call me Maya.
Maya. Thank you. Isabel! Isabel, it is you! Been a long time.
I have an appointment with the council.
Yes, so do I.
Oh.
Isabel, have you finished law school?
Yes, a long time ago.
Very good. This is kind of heaven sent. Right? I just come back. I have an appointment here. You have an appointment here. It's like a divine providence. You can help me with my case.
Do you know it took me a while to forgive you?
If it's not a secret, for what exactly?
Abandoning me for that old dame from Paris.
Oh, no. You know how young men can be and how we are. Isabel, you still love him.
No. You broke my heart.
Oh.
You were my first love. When you left me for that other woman,
Yes.
I saw you with her a few times.
Mm.
But at least one good thing came out of it.
Yes, tell me.
As of that date, I refused to marry anyone.
I'm so proud to have made such a positive contribution to your life.
It has been a while since you left. I haven't heard from you since, and now you suddenly... I must sound like a tortured, unhappy woman.
A little bit.
Well, I should rather be celebrating your return to Catalonia.
Celebrations, more celebrations.
The world knows you as the best Spanish artist.
Yes.
It doesn't give a damn about the
No, let's not worry about me being the best artist.
But now, the court sends summons for your deposition and trial. The people versus Salvador Dali.
This is preposterous. What supposition and trial?
The court deposition. Charges unethical and immoral misconduct in life and in art dealings. Counsel must accompany the defendant.
Right, I get the same letter. This is what the free legal tried to help me with. You can help me with this case. Old friend.
Right. But you know what? Maybe that old dame that you married can help you.
We are like a business partner. We both rely on my income. And I have asked her to come back to Spain with me to rebuild.
So you have financial problems.
No, nobody should know that Dali is short of money, especially the generalism.
I won't tell.
Yes,
Just don't tell anyone that we know each other.
What a deal. Good to see you.
Here is your average Brazilian,
Oh,
sir.
yes.
Well sweetened.
You can sit next to me. Fortunately, some girls know how to cater graciously to a celebrity. Thank you for the coffee, free of charge.
Oh, no. You can pay for it, sir.
What?
By painting my portrait.
This I can do.
It's obvious that Mr. Dali has signed an exclusive rights deal with his mortal wife.
Wife?
Mm-hmm.
Painters prefer to paint young girls like me, not their old cranky wives.
Young girls, like old men for their experience.
Wrong. Rather for their bank accounts.
Sorry. Since I'm returned to Spain, I keep having these nightmares that I'm being lined up in front of La Guardia Civil and shot. It's stressing me out and not sleeping properly.
I thought as a surrealist you'd welcome your nightmares. I'm sorry, I can't help you legally.
Oh,
But I can help you to beat your sleep deprivation. I bought them while visiting Morocco.
yes,
Those pills are made of a rare desert plant. They are the best sleep remedies. Yes, you can keep them.
Thank you so much. How will I take them?
You take one pill a day when you cannot sleep. It will absolutely calm you down. But be careful. If you take more than one pill, you may get hallucinations.
This is what Dali needs. Hallucination. I take one now.
I thought given your nightmares you would have hallucinations. Why take it now? Are you that unhappy about living in Spain again?
Mr. Dali knows Spain's not a free country yet anyway. And I should tell you the separatists do not appreciate our lack of cooperation and have made it known they may place a bomb
What?
in our office.
A bomb? No, I'm not very good with explosions. Can you hear something ticking?
No, I don't. Look, you came back from the big world to your little hometown figurettes. Enjoy it.
Isabel, my wife needs me to be in a warm, it's not a blown up into 888 pieces. You understand this?
I'm sorry, but this is our reality. Huh?
Is anyone interested in buying corridor tickets? Maybe the best bullfight yet. This Sunday, Salvador and Antonio will be fighting in the arena.
If you don't have an appointment with our attorney, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
What was in those pills you gave me?
What?
I hope it was not a Generalissimo spy. Oh, my valet goofed again!
What? Did you make a mistake?
A very big one. He gave me the wrong cane. He gave me this shitty, not Charlie Chaplin Trump cane. I asked for a gold note mahogany from India.
I see you haven't changed. Except your moustache. It's a little bit too long.
Really? I have a very expensive collection of canes and mustaches.
And which cane will you take with you to your trial?
Each cane should symbolize something different. If I bring a gold mahogany, it means that I am still wealthy. If I bring a silver knob cane, it means that Gola still loves me.
Perhaps we should switch subjects. We've heard that your wife Gala is planning on filing for divorce. Not surprising after all. Who would stay married to a man who has the most famous moustache in the world, but is short of money?
Divorce. Divorce. I already feel like we are divorced. She spent all the money that I make from my art on this place. We go to hotel, we go to foreign trip, she buy the jewelry, the room service, she put the bill on mine. I cannot even enter a bedroom without a written permission.
Salvador, please. Just don't get any more crazy than you already are.
The other day she grabbed a wad of money and she threw it in the air, screaming, "This is your money, you can take it to your grave."
What an outburst! Don't you see how much he suffers?
Yes.
Yes, your old woman is bad, very bad.
Maybe it's better if I find the bomb and sit on it. Everyone will be much happier if I am dead.
Your elderly wife does not understand.
No.
Paint the portrait of a young girl. I am available. Now he is suffering more than ever.
Oh.
Trying to sit on a bomb.
I'll leave you two to it. We'll see you soon. Salvador?
It was so good to see you, Isabel. Maya, I would love to paint your portrait, absolutely. But I need some help with the legalities. This gala business, this court business. If you could help me, we'll figure it out. We find time to make your portrait. You're a very beautiful girl. Adios, and I see you soon.
Wait. I think I know how I can help my poor Dali. There is a loophole in our law. If the suspect has lived abroad for over 4 years, he does not need to be tried in a courthouse. I will advise the council to move the trial to the museum and cafe. He may even get more favourable jurors there. This will be his only chance.
All right, let's get started. Is everyone present? The prosecutor, Miss Isabel Canto, is here.
Yes, Joanna.
The security guard, Mr. Joshua, is here. And the defendant, Mr. Dali. Guard, don't shout during the trial. This man has ears. Are you Salvador Dali, sir?
The world knows me as Salvador Dali, but my full family name is Salvador Jacinto Felipe Dali, Domenico, the one and only.
Miss Canto here represents the League of Artistic Decency. The Free Legal Council has requested your trial to be held in Museum of Modern Art instead of a court of law. Their request has been granted.
Oh, thank you so much, Mrs.
Nutra. Judge Francesca Nutra.
Gracias, Francesca.
Have you got your attorney with you?
My attorney are on their way, but for a moment, Dali will speak for Dali, Your Honor.
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
As a matter of fact, I'm innocent.
Then your plea will be entered as not guilty. Your guilt or innocence will be decided after all facts are presented to this court. Today, in the interest of time, the defendant may defend himself.
Excellent.
You may proceed with opening argument.
Your Honor, Defendant Dali is an annihilator of artistic decency. The League intends to prove that he lives in a most radical, immoral, and unethical manner, and he should get at least life in prison.
In your preliminary charging documents, the counts add up to 5-year sentence.
Your Honor, I'm done with my opening statement. Now I wish to examine the defendant.
You may proceed.
Salvador Dali, I'm talking to you.
Yes, I'm listening.
You will provide us with simple and straightforward answers.
Oh, of course.
This is Miss Isabel Kenter. As a prosecutor, she's known as the moral compass of our society. No one of us wants to hear about your silly little dreams.
Guard, I ask you again. Don't interfere with the trial. Swear in the defendant, please.
Raise your right hand. I, Salvador Dali, here is your name, so I'll be telling the truth, the whole truth, and only the truth.
I, Salvador Dali, here is your name. Swear that I will be telling the truth, the whole truth, and only the truth.
You may sit down, Mr. Dali.
The first accusation. We have evidence that you copied paintings of your favorite masters, like our native Velasquez, Raphael from Italy, Vermeer from Holland. You stole their artistic secrets, then used them in your paintings. This constitutes an intellectual crime. Do you admit it?
No, I did not steal these ideas. I borrowed them for 50 years with no interest.
The next accusation. You are seen using a red lobster toy as your telephone receiver. To your fellow surrealists, a ringing lobster might be amusing. But to many residents of this country, it was a clear violation of the basic rights of the lobsters. Do you admit you violated the ocean creatures' basic rights?
Absolutely. And I will punish myself severely by not eating lobster anymore.
When did you have your first exhibition?
When Dali was 15 years and 2 days old.
And how old were you when you enrolled at the Royal Academy of Fine Arts in Madrid?
When Dali was 16 years and 4 days old.
I presumed it was 5.
You presume wrong.
5 days. The suspect falsely concluded that he has the most famous moustache in the world. We are in a strong possession of evidence that your moustache has in fact been waxed.
The legal waxing extends the sentence.
You must be an expert on moustache waxing law. Good for you.
Allow me to explain something. A moustache is more than just a facial hair. It is a symbolic gesture. And for Velasquez, it might simply be a thing of the time. But for Dali, the moustache is a grand gesture toward the Wagnerian imperative, the ultra-rationalistic, ultra-imperativo, and always pointing towards the heavens.
And why have you misled your friends, your countrymen, and the entire world about the true nature of your moustache?
If Velasquez inspire me and I do it, then it's Velasquez's fault that I misled the world.
You claim you receive messages through your moustache from outer space,
Yes.
which allegedly your moustache acts as an antenna.
Yes.
Are you receiving secret anti-government messages? Are you?
Anti-government, a law order, what I receive in the moustache. The moustache antenna is tuned into the frequency which I receive the most recent version of the Constitution of the universe, which is sent to me from the gravitational center of the cosmos.
But why do they send those cosmic messages to your moustache only, not to the other artists'
This is a
moustaches?
very good question. It's because I have a crystal skull.
And just for the record, is your crystal skull of Mayan or Aztec's origin?
I object.
Overruled.
How can I know the origin of my head if I cannot take a look inside my own skull? Yes, think about it.
Are you having a crystal skull?
You should do it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dali, but we cannot take your claim of having a crystal skull for granted. Perhaps we should order an X-ray.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir. Are those paintings for sale?
They are. Do you like them?
No, not at all. Are you the artist?
Yes.
In this case, I like them. Listen, I might help you. Listen, is it okay if I grab a few of them after this exhibit and try to sell them? Maybe on a flea market?
Thank you so much. This won't be necessary.
You should not be so arrogant. I am only trying to help you. I am only trying to help you. Help.
Let's resume this court.
When you lived in America, you often secretly visited your Villa Costa Brava on the Spanish Riviera. What was the reason for those visits?
Dali visited Costa Brava for two hippopotami.
And just to clarify, are they your pets or children?
My pets that I love like my children. I
You
don't
were-
have any children.
You were expelled from the Surrealist movement, were you not?
Oh, the surreals, they have their own little trial for me, and on this day I have very high temperature, right? And I'm sitting with this, what?
Thermometer.
Thermometer. I have a thermometer in my mouth for a thing, and I'm paying attention to my temperature. So I think that they are upset at me because I not pay attention to them, and they expel me because of my high temperature.
The surrealists always expel their sick members.
It's true.
God, if you open your mouth again, I'll expel you from this court. Or museum. Museum. Proceed, please.
The prosecution has evidence of your misuse of your own wealth.
Yes.
Is it true that you own a vest that is encrusted with gold?
I am culpable of it.
And what could possibly justify such a senseless act?
To have a raincoat made of gold is the only way that you can save your wealth for a rainy day. It's okay.
And is it true that you recently gave media an interview while sitting completely nude in a bathtub?
Absolutely. How do you take a bath? You take a bath with a clothes on? What does it work?
Moving on.
I understand. Like maybe
Moving on.
clothes, cleaning the clothes, cleaning the
The
body.
suspect says that he is a genius.
No,
No?
I don't say I'm a genius. I say that I am the indisputable genius of modern art.
Ah. And after returning to Spain, do you fear police? Or la Guardia Civil?
Dali only ever feared the grasshoppers.
Dali! Stop damaging the painting!
I'm not damaging the painting, I fix it.
What? Wait a minute. Security here 07. Suspect in the museum is damaging a painting. Those modern paintings. I know I have no value for them, but I get paid to defend them. Over.
I am not damaging them, I have to fix them. They are my paintings, I say what happened with them.
Suspect is refusing to cooperate. It's still damaging the painting. I need reinforcements immediately. Over. You step away from this wall.
What are you going to do? You're going to shoot me? I think about that every day. Oh, Jesus.
Telling you.
Okay.
For the last time.
Oh, God. No.
Step away from this wall!
No, stop it, stop it.
I'm the one who decides who's right and wrong here.
Oh, that's all. Oh, Jesus.
Wrong! I'm correcting your painting. You used your sick name instead of the paint. What is wrong?
I hold you in contempt, sir. Your penalty is 100 hours of community service for the poor.
A just verdict. Thank you, Your Honor.
And you? I will recommend for Medal of Merit for defending a modern paint.
I said here again. Just feel like I like to handle it. Can't wait.
Please continue the examination.
Mr. Dali, you describe yourself as a very good painter.
No, Dali is an immensely bad painter. You don't need to pay attention to me. Velázquez, Raphael, Vermeer, all the classic, they all good painters are terrible.
Exhibit A, which the prosecution will enter into evidence at closing, is a reproduction of Da Vinci's Mona Lisa, to which Defendant added a moustache. Do you deny you defamed Leonardo?
Overruled.
Do you deny that you also disgraced animals in one of your films? Notably in Andalusian Dog, you had a donkey laying on the top of a piano in a concert hall?
If I can explain.
Yes, please.
With the Da Vinci, I want to do this to make Mona look more illustrious. With the dog, I had a dream of a flying donkey.
Flying donkey.
And the donkey in the air had two cats, either side of the donkey. But the cats were too vocal. So I put them on top of the piano to balance out the proportion. And I lay them on the ground and I film it. And it was a major event in Paris years ago.
Major event.
Major event.
Your Honor, defendant puts animals in the concert hall and calls it art. A direct violation of moral, ethical, and also an artistic code.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yes.
That film was a clear attack on the family values of our society.
Of what society do you speak?
Guard! Are you pretending to be a judge again?
No, you're the judge.
I hope so.
Having established the count, I move on to the treatment of your artistic peers. First, how do you compare yourself to Pablo Picasso?
Picasso is only human.
Wait, are you saying that you are not human?
No, I'm a divine.
So why, if you are divine, did you desperately attempt to meet mortal Picasso?
Paulo is the only artist with whom I have had an intelligent conversation.
And is it true that you visited Picasso first instead of the famous Louvre Museum?
The Louvre Museum would be too small for the two of us.
Sir, this contradicts your previous testimony. Picasso would construe your visit as clear acceptance of his superiority.
You are absolutely right, George. Crystalline, lucid, decision-making analysis.
I have a crystal skull.
You do have. I was very silly at this time.
Oh yeah, just a little silly.
What did you say? Who's silly?
No one, Your Honor. I'll watch my words.
And what would be a comparison between you and your contemporaries?
When a Dali paint, the ocean roars. When a contemporary paint, the water in my shaving glasses sputters.
They also said when Dali paints, the sewer closes the studio.
Nobody says this.
I'm warning you, I will replace with muffless security guard if you interfere again.
Thank you.
The prosecution has evidence. Did you see that, Your Honor?
I see what I need to see.
Very wise.
The prosecution has evidence that you are using a bright and beautiful Jewish woman by the name of Gala as your model. So why do you take advantage of her?
Gala is beautiful. She is a Russian. Gala is my wife.
Oh. Wife.
Attention! Attention! Achtung! My lovely wife and model for the day. Gala, Gala, Gala. It is so beautiful. Touch him, Gala. Touch him. For Dali. Hello, Dali.
I came to see your exhibition. It is so hard to find this Museum of Modern Art.
Yes.
You know, I could find a shopping center.
So much
So much faster.
I know. Anything more.
I brought you a letter from the curator of this museum. Art collectors and journalists have been looking for you.
Of course. Can you read it?
Yes. Dear Mr. Dali, the Eurovision International wants to feature you in a broadcast titled Our Genesis of Ourselves.
What?
Also, your collaborator, Louis Duroyer.
Louis.
He wants to commission you to design a set for his new film.
We have some exhibition guests.
Hello, guests. I am Gala, wife of the one and only genius. These exhibition guests look like poet laureates. My first husband, Paul Eluard, was a surrealist poet, but he wasn't a Hollywoodist. No. At least not at the beginning.
These are not poets, these are judges.
Darling, judges are like poets. They do write. They write sentences.
Madame, we are in process of trying your husband here.
They just want to put Dali in jail, that's all.
Darling, they cannot put you, such a good-looking man, in prison. For what?
Just for being a genius. Idiots are okay.
It's a big time for being a
It's
genius.
absurd.
You can be assured that I'll come and visit you every Wednesday. Well, unless I can't. Then I promise that I'll come and visit you some other day.
Okay.
I'm glad, Mrs. Dali, that you will visit your beloved husband in prison.
Why don't you prosecute real, hard-core criminals instead of my husband? He brought fame and splendor to your country of Spain.
Oh, come on, Mrs. Dali. Don't you know your husband is unfair to you?
Is he now? Yes. Do explain, Miss. I wish I had a husband.
Miss Count.
Post for him free of charge.
Yes. Artist models are making a lot of money posing for the surrealists.
Yes. You are taking advantage
Ulrico.
of me.
Yes.
Next time,
Oh, slow down.
I drop my gloves.
Yes.
I'll ask for a cash
Cash,
payment
no,
first
no.
before you grab your
Stop it.
brush. Would that be fair?
Oh, God.
Mrs. Dali, justice is on your side. By the way,
Oh.
did your husband tell you that he had a young lover right before he married you?
Lover.
Mm-hmm.
No, he did not have any. He said girls didn't want him because he was too shy.
He said that.
Yes.
Miss Canto, have you completed examination of this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Until the last day of trial.
Then I will excuse this witness.
Yes, Judge, there is more to say. My husband made a fortune in America, But when we spent all our money at that difficult time when I had to give up shopping, he kept giving $100 tips to waiters for 2 cups of coffee.
Thank you, Mrs. Dali. You will be called again to testify on the final day of trial.
I'll be glad to testify, but I haven't decided yet if for him or against him. Goodbye, everybody.
Defending you, sir, on the final day of trial.
My lovely wife Gala. And also a Maya Bolero, a very young, sexy, legal man. Nobody knows what those two are capable of.
You're very brave.
Oh, we know. They both have black belts in karate from the Gucci store.
saunters like Picasso.
Yes, my old friend, it is me, Pablo. But please, do not speak. I'm not supposed to be here.
The two greatest artists in Spain in the history of the world. Where is the media to cover this event?
Shh! Not so loud, my friend.
What to say?
Fais attention. You wrote to me that you wanted to speak to me personally. Yes. So I came across the French border illegally to see you.
Paolo, you like it? It's a dead ringer for you. I have a problem, okay? I heard the gala might leave me. She might be on a plane going back to the US. This League of Artistic Decency is they're harassing me, but I have a plan, okay? So what I'm going to do, the judge seems to have a soft spot for me. Maya is working for me for free. I do a portrait, maybe not, who cares? Marilyn might come, Andy Warhol might come, I wrote to him. The famous people in the place, they all take this name. Nobody knows who Isabel Canto is. Everybody will be on our side. It will become a circus, it will become a big event. What I would want for you, my fellow, is, would you be a witness in my trial?
Stop bluffing, my friend, Salvador. I would gladly be a witness, but against you. Generalissimo is going after me, not you. He likes you. He let you return. It is known that he commissioned you to paint a portrait of his granddaughter. He will give you a medal of achievement, but I can be stopped by La Guardia Civil and be shot. I made it to your friend, Garcia Lorca.
Paolo, are you afraid because you painted Guernica? You realize that this is it's just a piece of art, it's not a political statement.
Not a political statement.
Yeah.
Spain was not in war with Germany, but Generalissimo asked his good friend Adolf Hitler to be his guest and use modern warplanes to bomb any town in Spain. Hitler used his warplanes and within hours he leveled beautiful town of Guernica, killing thousands of innocent people, including women, children.
It was very tragic, yes, everybody knows the story of Guernica, but I have problems now, Pablo, I have problems, and the problem for me is that I think that we are comrades in crime.
Generalissimo and his fascist government are afraid of their own shadow. We. I came to offer you a financial assistance.
Thank you, Pablo. I am not returning loan from the first one to the US.
I've already forgotten it. Consider it a donation. Money, my friend, is a material thing. I can hardly keep account of my millions.
Joanna doesn't have to count ours at the moment.
Oh, yes. I know. I also have a Russian wife.
one is my friend Paolo, and this is my wife. First, I immortalize her heroines. I finish this when she arrived.
And what will be the title of it?
Triple tribute to Vara. I hear an alien noise coming through my mustache. It's a message from the cosmos. Turn off your typewriters in the courtroom.
Silence, please. At the request of free legal counseling, I, the judge, have granted the defendant his right to hold the concluding date of trial, not in the court of law, but at this here cafe.
Thank you.
According to paragraph 66, section 13 of our federal law, this place can be utilized instead of the courtroom. Defendant Dali is accused of committing moral and ethical crimes, artistic in nature.
As the presiding judge, I have to ask you, sir, have you got your counsel with you?
Both my attorneys are currently stuck in traffic. Would you mind if I immortalize my lovely wife from a memory?
It's not against the laws of Spain to paint the portrait from memory.
Swear in Mr. Dali, please.
Raise your right hand. I, use your name, so I'll be telling the truth, the whole truth, and only the truth.
I, Salvador Dali, here is your name. Swear that I will tell you the truth, the whole truth, and only the truth.
Just for the record, sir, what year were you born?
1904.
You may proceed with your first question.
You have accepted the commission for painting the portrait of our Generalissimo granddaughter. In your opinion, was this an act of honor or treason?
I object.
Sustained.
Is it true that at the age of 6, the defendant had a dream of being a cook?
No. I have a dream to be a female.
And what do you want to be now?
Just to be Salvador Dali, but this is more work than I intended.
And what do you dislike most in your life?
When I walk down the street and then nobody recognizes who I am and I feel worthless.
And what do you do in such an unpleasant situation?
I make a spectacle. I grab the nearest bell and I ring it loudly.
Okay, the court wishes now to review your list of witnesses for questioning. Let's see, who have we got here? The first one, Miss Marilyn Monroe. Is this woman here?
She's doing her makeup. It only takes about 2 hours.
I understand that. The next one is Mr. Pablo Picasso. Is this man here?
He could not be here. He had to cross the French border illegally.
Rightly so. And the last one, Mr. Andy Warhol.
It's clear why nobody wishes to testify for the
Here he is,
defendant.
Mr. Andy Warhol. Isn't he beautiful? He's a very amazing painter, filmmaker, a painter in New York. He's very famous.
He's a moron with a camera.
Yeah.
I should arrest him right now for copyright infringement.
God, I condemn you to perform 5 push-ups for interference. Proceed with your witness.
Is it true that Salvador Dali is an unknown painter from a small town of the ERS? Or is he a world-renowned genius that everybody should admire? Yeah. Now for Christopher. Is it true that the opposition is biased against Dali, not because they do not like his art, but because his mustache is too long?
Objection, Joanna.
Please clarify your objection. Do you object to defendant's mustache as per se, or that it is too long?
I object to both.
Yes, we object to both.
Go. I must penalize you once again. This time 10 push-ups for interference. The witness is all yours.
He's maybe looking at a sexy dinosaur.
Our League of Artistic Decency is aware that instead of painting our national treasure, like beautiful mountains, lakes, forests, rivers and streams, the defendant paints his horrendous dreams and nightmares that scare children. Do you admit that he should be, you should agree that he should be locked away for at least 5 years, if not for life? Your Honor, this witness is clearly hostile and refuses to answer my questions. He may be excused and subject to future sanctions by the state. Now I wish to recall defendant Mr. Dali for questioning.
Yes.
Granted. Remember, sir, you're still under the oath.
I will remember this for my whole life, Judge.
Thank you.
For what reason, if any, was the defendant born?
To be a liberator.
A liberator?
Yes.
Perhaps you wish to liberate Spain from its current government? Or from our great leader, Generalissimo? Are you indeed a revolutionary?
Yes! I want to liberate and revolutionize from all tyrannicalisms. Cubism, Expressionism, Abstract Expressionism, Modernism, Postmodernism, Surrealism, mostly Pontivism, Baroquism, Rococoism, Classicism, Neoclassicism. All these. Attention, attention, my lovely wife, my soulmate, my muse, my business partner, my model, my love of my life, waiting gold, gala, divine.
Hello, Dali. I noticed your ex-lover is here. And some good old friends. What a distinguished group. Nice to see you all. And you started to paint a portrait of your Council Dali, no doubt. Yes. I hope you can finish my portrait.
I absolutely want to finish it despite these constant disturbances.
Yes. I am being immortalized by this divine master painter. Let's continue the trial.
One day, in a restaurant in New York City, the defendant drew a fly on a table. A poor waiter, thinking the fly was real, tried to scare it away. Unsuccessful. This was a very unethical and immoral act. Does the defendant admit that he was guilty?
Dali only tried to create a masterpiece. Who asked the fly to land on my table? And if I do such a good job that the waiter can't tell the difference between a real fly and a fake fly, it is the waiter's fault.
Let's touch on a more pleasant subject than
Touching is
flies. We want to learn some more about the defendant's other bizarre interests. And what is the greatest pleasure of your life?
Oh, that's simple. The greatest pleasure of my life is when I get
Not the greatest pleasure, darling. The second.
The third greatest pleasure of my life. One time I'm trying to paint a fish, so I cover myself with a gel. And then I go into a sleep, and I wake up, and I experience a communion with a Christ consciousness. When I wake up naked and covered in flies. I made the flies be covered in flies, and I love the feeling of the flies crawling on my neck.
Perversion!
You asked me a question.
Has anyone witnessed this? Yes. As a witness, I can say I would never let even a royal fly to land upon a body of this divine human being.
We have evidence that years ago, the defendant decided to smuggle his paintings from Spain to America.
Yes.
You bought an old battleship from the Spanish government and loaded your paintings onto it.
She's crazy.
Before sailing across the Atlantic Ocean, you fired the rounds of live ammunition from its cannon into the air.
Live ammunition?
Yes.
There was no war.
My point exactly. Some fishermen standing on a shore got frightened. Until this day, they suffer emotional scars because of your selfish actions.
What is that key with the violin?
Do you admit it?
Absolutely not. I simply wanted to let them know that I was going to a brave new world, to places like Hollywood, to work with the likes of Alfred Hitchcock, Walt Disney, and Marilyn Monroe.
No, not Marilyn Monroe.
Not Marilyn Monroe.
Is it true that you are so afraid someone will steal your paintings from the battleship that you attach strings to them?
It's the only way to...
And then you tie them to yourself as well?
It is the only way I can protect my assets. Oh, woman.
Your Honor, I am Maya Valero, paralegal and Mr. Dali's defense. The one with the long mustache.
That's me.
He has asked me to be his counsel today because I know the Spanish law well. He is like a father to me, but not like a sugar daddy. I am here to prove that he is totally innocent.
So far, we have presented only light accusations against the defendant, which may result in 3 to 5 year term.
Hello, Maya.
Is it true that you have cherished thoughts about how you would assassinate our great leader, Generalissimo?
I have.
And if the answer is yes, what weapon would you use?
The one thing that guarantees the death of any creature on God, Gretor, is to be clobbered over the head with my gigantic Spanish balls.
Tell you such
Stay away!
She get an extra 4 months.
Yes.
Not if Mr. Dali uses mental health defense, but I told you not to interfere.
I want to assess the defense attitude towards ours. What advice would you give to young artists so they might be successful?
This is a good question. Any advice you give to the younger generation, particularly one that look up to you, can shape or destroy a mind. So to all people I say that they should eat caviar, drink champagne, and avoid the shackles of a boring 9-to-5 job that will turn them into a mindless zombie.
So it's just that simple. Eat caviar.
Eat caviar, drink champagne.
I've really had enough of these narcissistic and hallucinogenic delusions from the defendant. His theatrical and infantile outbursts. You are being accused of horrible crimes. If convicted, you will spend years behind bars. Do you understand me?
Prosecutor, behave.
You should be proud of his artistic achievements instead of prosecuting him for them. I wish Sigmund Freud was here so he could psychoanalyze your brain. For neurosis!
Paragraph 7 of our law permits the judge to form an alternate jury out of the people in the public place. The trial is being held like the cafe here.
Even if we use paragraph 7, I can tell you, the suspect has no chance with such a vote. The people know about his crimes, and they are fed up with him.
Okay, listen up. If everyone in here will vote against Dali today, I'll personally make sure he goes to prison today.
Why do you hate me when I love you so?
God. I, the judge, have decided to utilize the addendum to paragraph 7, which justifies using people in a public place as jurors. And we will vote in this manner.
Each person in this cafe has one vote. Defendant Dali isn't allowed to vote. A majority of yes signifies a guilty verdict.
If the jurors vote yes, that's mean you, sir, are guilty of crimes. If they vote no, you are innocent.
Before being hauled to prison, the suspect will be allowed to say farewell to his beautiful wife.
I believe instead we shall say farewell to you, who are biased against Dali.
I object!
Sustain. Why do you say we are biased?
We have obtained a document from the Royal Academy of Art in Madrid. It's a letter explaining why Salvador Dali was expelled from the academy.
Oh, stop it! We all know very well why he was expelled.
This letter, signed by the Dean of the school, states that Mr. Dali was expelled because he refused to be examined by 3 professors who are not experts in modern art.
Yes. At the last hearing, your committee charged Salvador with verbally insulting the professor. That was totally untrue. He never insulted even a single one. We are going to prove it.
Oh, are you?
Yes, we are.
Please, read the review.
Is the prosecutor's full name Isabel Canto?
Yes, this is my name.
Just recently, I did a research in the library on cultural activity of our town, and I found a review in the Gazette Artistic from 20 years ago entitled, listen to this, Exhibition of Paintings by Isabel Canto. Is that you?
It was so long ago. I had forgotten about it.
I have to...
But we have gathered here for the trial of Salvador Dali, not to read articles about my last and past achievements.
Your Honor, this document can be entered evidence according to Section 33 Media Information Law.
You need my permission to read that.
According to our Media Information Law, Section M, there is no need for private consent. Newspaper reviews included.
Yeah, read it. Read it.
No, there's no point to read it. You are just wasting our time here.
In the review, the critic states, the exhibition of paintings of a young amateur artist, Isabel Canto, in the college gallery was attended by many friends from her law school and by her family. In most of her works, the artist has copied the style of Impressionist painters.
Unethical copying.
Excessive use of colors gives the impression of quality, in spite of the fact that the artist is not familiar with the laws of color, drawing, and composition. In conclusion, this young artist has a lot of ambition, but unfortunately is short on talent. My advice to her, finish law school. Signed, Jacob Silvero, art critic.
That critic didn't have a clue about art, did he?
That's enough. Let's start voting. Everyone who is 18 or older has one vote. If you think that Mr. Dali is guilty of all his crimes, put your hands up now.
Who's for real justice? Hands up!
Yes! Come on, people!
Thank you. If you think that Salvador Dali is innocent, vote now. I, the judge, have counted all the votes and declare Mr. Salvador Dali an innocent man. Mr. Dali, can you sign this dismissal?
Yes. The funny thing about this, she's a very chaos. Oh,
This is a farce. Not a trial. I'm done with the surrealists. There are consequences for my actions, so there should be consequences for yours!
It just sounds like we need to have a bit more fun.
The law is not perfect. You are free men. Will you be my Salvador?
Anything you want.
Maya, thank you for your legal service.
Peggy Guggenheim herself? Well, thank you. Thank you.
I know that I am an egocentric, paranoid, hallucinating charlatan. But I love you very much. I have created a sketch for the next one. That is me with the big mustache and you are my nose.
It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
Maya, thank you for your outstanding legal service, free of charge.
Oh, no. You can pay for it by painting my portrait.
Remember, dear, her portrait cannot be prettier than mine. Are you here, Salvador? Are you with us? Is something...
Yes! I'm getting a message from the cosmos that something is a coming.
Hello, Salvador. I've made it.
favorite word for Mr. Dali. But I'm still very happy that you all came and that you enjoy, I hope. And I would like also acknowledge the presence of 4 ladies that make us grow through all these years. First, our first sponsor, Dr. Łukaszewicz, Kaja Łukaszewicz, she's with us. I think she's not with us, but her close family is with us. Thank you very much. And media sponsor Anna Sadurska, she's with us. And of course, Polish Consulate. Thank you very much. Thank you, our General Consul Regina Borkowska, that we met actually at the theater, Riverside Theater, 5 years ago, and we keep this relationship, and you support us, and we're really very grateful. I know you're finishing your journey in Australia, but thank you very much for it. Important mayor that actually we share passion together towards Mr. Dali, Charles Village. He's here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.